Sorry?
So the your son's the one.
Yes. You're welcome to stay with us, though.
Yeah, I'll come back. The sari looks beautiful, though. The sari looks beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Robbie,
Yes.
I had just been speaking with the organizers.
Yeah.
Another 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
No. Listen. If others come in, very good. If they don't, nobody shows up, you can still do it because it'll go on.
It's a live streaming.
There'll be 10 people coming
Oh,
for my
yeah.
lunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Probably
Perfect.
12.
अभी करवा दूँ उनका।
Perfect.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
वो कह
Thank
रहे
you.
lunch पे है।
Lunch पे है, कह रहे 10-15
so much.
तो फिर उस दिन के जो पिछला वो कह रहे मैं लाइव कर दूँगा अपना
वो तो आए थे अभी।
If you don't mind, the girl who had, because you're waiting here for your friends.
Yeah.
There's another lady.
Another lady, she wanted to talk. She wants to give a 10-minute presentation.
Okay. Yeah.
She wants to
do
go
it now.
live.
Great.
You can please sit here. She will just stand there and give it to her.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
उनको बोल देती हूँ फिर उसको बोल देती हूँ then these guys will also be free ना मैंने हमें इतना देना
मैम आप ही कर लो पहले ना अभी वो अरेंज कर लेंगे तो अगर आपने
पीपीटी चल जाएंगी।
आपकी चला लो
ये बोल रहे हैं। Yeah, would you want to start? The cameraman is waiting.
When is the person coming to take their thing?
I'll just check who's the volunteer for
Yeah.
this.
लाइन नहीं है कि वीडियो है वेट करो
Feels so good.
I love it.
अच्छा oh
Emotionally will be attached, emotionally things will but you know sometimes we might be it is not good. And everyone is saying the same thing. Please, they should have conducted a day. Okay, a starting day is a healing day. Just say your words, say your pain, say your suffering. You're done.
What we need to do is to create a guidance form for all the women speakers.
Right.
Just so that they put everybody in the same alignment and they tell them the tone and the tenor of the event is going to be like this. So please be proud of who you are and please.
Yes, I know. I should not be saying this. हम इतने पेन से आए हैं तो हम यहाँ आए. अरे it's okay, ये तुम यहाँ आए हो. अब क्या करना है? Tell me that. I was talking to you about that. You must know DLF. You were working with DLF back then.
What's happening? What's happening?
And उनका नाम क्या है? MC जो थे अभी ये हो गया. He is my sister's father-in-law.
Acha. What's the son's name?
Amit is my Vioji.
Acha. Okay. Okay.
And my family is his daughter.
ठीक है तो रिटायर हो गया ना कौन सा?
What's the name?
He's going to be my last one.
I asked him that he probably will be coming up today. I'll call him up.
हाँ बोलो the guy called Yogi Kochar.
Uncle को मौसा जी को.
हाँ बोलो.
He'll
remember me.
He'll be so glad. We meet daily, usually daily at City Point because when it's his time of work.
You could go down the hall and see if you could see
Juliet?
Juliet?
CM3?
She might have gone to the river.
Oh.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He'll be allowed to go.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Does anybody have an iPhone charger here?
Yours.
Are you carrying an iPhone charger?
I have some. They brought it up.
Juliet, do you want to have green tea? You should get some coffee. Julie, do you want to have green tea?
Yes, please.
Julie, you want honey into this?
Excuse me? Yes, please.
Excuse me? Take coffee, one coffee. Wow.
Yeah.
We got stars in the room. Cookies and coffees. The coffees and we could enjoy that. I'll keep that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's how I felt this morning.
We're going to have to read it in there.
Can we start with these now? Can we start?
Yeah, we'll start.
Hold on. Thank you, girls.
Yes, we got you three.
In America, we have to do it ourselves.
It's true. We're not used to men doing things for us.
And we are grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You know, India is a free country in the literal true sense of the word. America, you guys are slaves. You guys are slaves of a certain system. Okay? Everybody drives on the right side of the road, which is actually the wrong side of the road, looking in India. Okay? And in India, even when you're driving on the wrong side of the road, you're allowed to drive on the right side of the road. That happens.
We have learned that.
Yeah, so you guys will never have it because you didn't build your country like we did. We allow cows to be on the road. That's freedom.
Everywhere on the road.
Yeah, we just let them be. You know, everybody is allowed to park the car, yellow line, dark line, white line. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Our cars and buses and trucks on the roads are in a perpetual state of orgasm and celebration. They're honking away.
Honk.
Yeah. Every time something happens, the car honks. So you got to know next time why India produces so many babies. You know, we are 1.2 billion people. We produce babies merely by honking. You honk and the baby is born.
I wish I knew it was that easy to move to India.
You know, India is a spiritual country. We do things, we do magic. If you don't believe in magic, you will never find it. Said hold up.
Okay, let's start. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We've been waiting for this session for some time. Let the speakers introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Ro Firestone. Aloha, my name is Mamie Lamley.
Good afternoon. I'm Juliet Willoughby.
So how many of you, do I need this for the video or can I get rid of it?
No, you need it.
I need it.
Because there's a channel, there's an online channel
Oh,
which
right.
is running on video, which is running on the internet like right now.
Perfect, thank you.
They're capturing you there.
Great. So how many of you absolutely know, beyond a doubt, that you are creative beings? That you're creative, that your cells are procreating, creating at all times, that you're creative beings? And how many of you know, beyond a doubt, that there's a ferocity inside you, there's a strength, there's a power, there's a life force that is so profound and so strong that it's undefeatable, it's uncrushable, it's infinite. Yeah. So, first of all, I want to thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your spending this time. Time to me is one of the most important things, and so that you're offering your time to me, to us, I'm really grateful for that, and I honor that. And so my intention with this talk is actually, it's not a talk. This is something where there's an exploration that each of us will do within ourselves and come up with our own answers of information. I just get to be we, just get to be the guides. And these are my beautiful sisters, Mamie and Juliet, from the US, my sensuous warrior sisters. I'm passing the mic.
Hello everyone, my name is Mamie Lamley, and my background is working with women. And I work with men, and we teach them how to connect.
Wow.
And we connect not only from the eyes and from the exterior, but we connect from the heart out into the universe and out into existence.
So I said, my name is Juliet Willoughby, and I work predominantly with women because we are unstoppable. We are sensuous warriors. We are the life givers, and when we put our minds to it, we can accomplish anything, but we accomplish it in a different way. We accomplish it being true, we accomplish it being love, and we accomplish it by infusing hope through every cell of our being and for every person with whom we come in contact with. And that makes us sensuous warriors.
And I'm Ro Firestone. I am a speaker and a fine artist. And my artwork is actually based on my own experience of infertility and in vitro fertilization. I had 3 years of in vitro, and I took the medical supplies from those 3 years, including syringes and 1-by-1 alcohol squares that you dot your belly with and then inject sometimes 8 times a day. And I've sewn those into baby blankets with traditional women's work. So it's become an art project that has a mission to provide catharsis and resources to women all over the world who are suffering with infertility, gone through the journey of infertility, in vitro fertilization, miscarriage, and even child loss. So I've been fortunate because I've actually found a way to use that which is most authentic within myself, and the greatest pain point in my life, the fact that I cannot have children biologically, and I've been able to alchemize that information and that existential trauma, if you will, into something to support other women in the world. So today's topic is BattleCry Creativity, how to unleash a movement of good with your authentic gifts. And I want to start with just a moment. I was blessed this morning. Yogi, my friend, took me to a Sikh temple close to here. And I often describe myself, because others have described me, as a warrior for love. I have even an LLC, a company structure that's called BattleCry of Grace, LLC, because I feel that ferocity inside myself that I would think is the ferocity required to push a baby out, to move through. I can't associate that because that will never be my experience, but there's a power that's so inherent in woman. I have so much respect for that of give to give. What are your boundaries that you need to establish with others to protect the space around you, around me? What are the boundaries I need to create to ensure that I have enough space around me to create and to not be infringed upon in terms of the breathing room that I need to examine myself? And I'm speaking with my beautiful sensuous warrior sisters because we all are very much in alignment about that. What are those things that enable us to be creative together? So with that,
my sister doesn't know this, but I started to develop that power, that warrior, being called a guardian, because at 16, I knew I'd never be able to have children. That's how come we're so connected. So the guardian in me took the jobs of being a social worker and training people to go out and protect. And then at one point when it was final, I took another step. And as a lawyer, because I had moved on, I went to working in the areas of child abuse and neglect. So I'm a warrior from birth. We're all warriors from birth. But I did things in a little different way. I was the girl on the playground. I could beat the guys at anything. Right? Playing American football, I'd be the wide receiver or the quarterback. Okay, either one. Play baseball. See, if you're, I don't know how much you know about baseball. My father played cricket. Fourth is called the cleanup batter. So if everybody got on base, you needed that cleanup batter to get on there, and I was the cleanup batter. Right? Then I played left field, because that's the furthest position out, and you needed to have a good arm.
Me too.
Hey, there you go. To be able to make sure that they didn't score any runs when they threw it out there. So I was the quintessential tomboy. And then realizing that I would never have children, I lost the femininity piece. I didn't know how to have that. And then I thought, as I started hanging around with more girls, that I had to be, that didn't work for me. It was very artificial, just like that laugh just was now. It wasn't part of who I was. So I figured out the sensuous warrior. She's full of grace, and we know our place. We are powerful. We are loving. We'll discipline you in a heartbeat if you get in the way. But then we'll pick you up. And we will carry you because of the power, the innate power and grace that we hold once we really get to know each other. So one of the things that I would ask you to do while we're here is really find out your true center of power and what motivates you to that true center. Not what you do, because we all do a lot of things, but what is that true center of power that makes you an unstoppable warrior? That's what I ask of you today. And once you find it, your heart is in a different place. And so is everybody else around you.
I bring to you the authentic warrior. When I was 35, I got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. That was in 1999. So I too after 35. I cannot have children. But I have 3 beautiful children. When I was 18, doctors said that because of my tomboyishness, I ran. I used to run marathons. My pelvic was tilted, and so my body could not hold a child. And that was really difficult because I come from a family of 7. And what happened was when the doctor said that I could not have children, I took care of everybody else's children. My house is filled with 14 plus kids on weekends. God saw me blessed. He decided that I would be blessed with 1 child that was close to 11 pounds. And that 11-pound child fixed everything that was wrong with me inside. And so I said, if you will provide me with 1, then I will continue to take care of many. That 1 child, after 2 years old, said, Mama, I have a brother coming. I said, oh really? You know something that I don't. And there I was, 2 years and 1 month, blessed with another child, a boy. And then again, at 2 years and 1 month, I got told I was having another child named Leah. And I was not pregnant at that time. But a month later, I was blessed, my body was blessed again with 1 more child. I know my sister here, she struggles with children, not being able to have her own. But that's the authenticity of who we are and why we stand in front of you. As soul sisters, we come together as one. And I ask you to be challenged. When you find that you are in a position where you need to be able to step into that magical power that comes from our I call that hara. This is our solar plexus. When we know that it is our time, that you, as soul sisters, know, and soul brother, we love you.
Yeah.
Soul sister, that you know that it's when your time that you take that deep breath and you just step forward and be who you were meant to be. Because we have been gifted. We have this unlimited source that we connect to. And that connection is when we're authentic, we get to tell and speak. I always say, this is my words, I always believe we give, be it authenticity. My 2 protecting sisters here, if at any time each and every one of you just said, please, I need help, every single one of us as sisters will step forward and say, I am there. I will be there and not let you fall. But we as sisters need to realize that sometimes we do have to raise that hand and ask. And when we don't ask, that's when we then begin to fall apart. Because we unto ourselves cannot take on the universe. But we together as soul sisters, in our authentic being and the gifts that we bring forth, let no man try to take us down. Because it is when we are in solidarity that we can accomplish anything. Thank you.
I love the fact that we are, thank you, Mimi. I love the fact that we're flanking authenticity, that authenticity stands in blue. And you represent to me, as a lawyer, a very respected lawyer, dignity and clarity. And then I get to stand here expressing creativity. So what I'd like to do is if you can grab, there's a pencil and some paper in the middle of your table. If you can just grab one of those. We're gonna do a little exploration right now. So I would love for you to take a moment, and this is for yourself, so be honest. I want you to just take a moment and write a note to yourself about how you best express your boundaries. So the way I like to think of this is my creativity is a well, now it's a screaming woman. But when I began really exploring my creativity, it was an infant. It was a newborn infant that needed to be protected. Because when we open ourselves to expressing via writing or drawing or painting, it's so vulnerable. It comes from the most authentic, vulnerable places in ourselves, the most truth. And so something that I feel is incredibly important is knowing how to set my boundaries. There's this concept of don't throw your pearls before swine. So my creativity is a pearl, and I have to protect it like a newborn has to be protected. So I'd like for you to take a moment and just write to yourself, how do you set and keep your own boundaries? Whether it's, I was speaking to a woman earlier today who was being photographed a lot, a very beautiful woman, and she was quite overwhelmed by the experience of coming to her constantly and people wanting to photograph her. And I said to her, just say no. Just say that you need a moment by yourself. Just breathe. And she couldn't do it. And my heart broke for her, and I want to call her when I get home and say, we need to have a talk. Because you need to learn to protect yourself. And I could see that every one of you are very strong women, and Yogi, I know you don't have a problem with boundaries. So, can you just take a moment and just write, how do you protect yourself in terms of your boundaries? Does it make sense? Does everyone understand? Anyone not understand? Raise your hand. Okay, I'll come and speak with you, yeah? Need a little more clarity? Okay, so like for example, this, can either of you speak to that? Do you? Yeah.
Our lawyer knows how to do boundaries.
First of all, boundaries need no explanation to anyone. If your answer is no, your answer is no with no qualifiers. Would you like to go skiing? No, thank you. No, thank you. I have something else to do. I have this to do. No, thank you. With a smile. And you will train them not to look for or seek an explanation. Maybe if you could stand for a moment. Come close to me. That's one way of dealing with boundaries. Can you back up?
So physically stepping away.
And coming into me again. Do you notice what's happening? I have a choice. She's testing. But typically, if you just stand there, they will back away. You don't have to be the one who acquiesces to their power. You have your own. Can I give one quick example?
Yeah.
When I was 16, I was raped. However, that ended up with showing some vulnerability to people. Men can smell that. However, at 18, I developed some serious boundaries. And an approach like that could never happen again, because even though they thought they smelled weakness, what they actually felt was, pardon me, stupidity. Don't approach me. Because now that look, when Mamie was coming too close, had now developed the boundary of no with no explanation.
So that's one example of really establishing physical boundaries. So in terms of also taking care of yourself emotionally for your creativity, so does that mean you go home and you sit by a beautiful window that brings you clarity? Do you take a moment, take a breath, and move into a breathing meditation to make yourself feel safe? So basically, what do you do specifically to help yourself feel safe when you're feeling threatened? So it's not necessarily always physical, but also emotional. Like my friend who didn't want her photograph taken today. And she could have just, I suggested, go up to your room for a little while. Go to the restroom and sit in a stall and just be alone. Write. That's something for me to make me feel very safe, is I write every morning. That reinforces my safety. It could be putting on lipstick to make you feel powerful. It could be making jewelry because it makes you feel creative and soft. It can be putting on a power suit and a pair of high heels, or it can be going, for me, walking on land. So any activity or anything that enables you to feel safe so that your boundaries are extended and strong. Does that make sense?
Boundaries could also be set up that you cannot see.
So if you can turn in and just take a moment to reflect. There's no right answer at all. It's just, what do I do for myself? Perhaps ask the question, what do I do for myself to help me feel safe within my own space, within my own heart?
And raise your hand, then we'll come by and see if we can help you. Okay?
So what is it?
So I'm saying he should be also writing how to feel safe, how he safeguard himself in front of women.
I said he might be feeling safe only by changing the
You know, the lovely National Geographic, I'm sorry to be interjecting here, but if I may.
Yeah, please.
I'm sorry to be interjecting here, but if I may, with your permission.
Yes,
This
please.
is a beautiful video that's been shot by National Geographic, and it's available on YouTube. If you were to just go to YouTube and look for two men and 15 hungry lions. Okay? This is about those 15 lions that have just made a kill. And there are these two African men. Yeah, they are watching. They're watching the entire game, how they kill the prey. And now there are these 15 lions that are sitting around the prey and the feast is about to begin. That's when the two men make a move.
Yes.
Have you seen the video? You have. And for some of you all friends here that haven't seen it, I encourage you to go look at it. It's all about your body language. These two men start walking towards the lions. There is no break in the pace with which they are walking. They're looking straight into the eyes of the lions. Okay? That's who you are. And those 15 lions, they're growling at them. All 15 of them are growling at them, but they don't want to get away from the prey. Eventually, one lion runs back. He runs off. And the second one runs off. And the third one. And eventually, all those 15 men run away. And these two men, exactly with the same pace that they've been walking, exactly the same. The pace is something that's got to be seen on YouTube. 2 men and 15, just write 15 hungry lions and you'll get to the video. And these 2 men, they go there, they cut their piece and they put it on their shoulder and they walk back and the lions come back. Yeah, to come in and eat the rest of the feast. So I think it's got a lot to do with body language. There's a lovely book that's also written and it's called Blink, which is to say, who blinks first is what they're referring to. Don't blink. That's what you're referring to, man.
Yeah, it's great. I love that book. I love Blink. All right, let's open it up a little bit. I have an idea. So, in terms of boundaries, if that's not landing for you, so why don't we do this? Why don't we write, just go inward for a second and write on one of the 3 things that are incredibly important for protecting my creative space. So, boundaries are 1, like where do I do, what do I do to help myself feel safe so that I can create? 2 is, what is it that that brings me great clarity? Like again, I go for a walk on the land. I pray as I do sort of a Tibetan walking meditation where my feet are on the ground and absorbing that which no longer serves me and brings me clarity. Or and authenticity. What is it that makes you feel truly you? Whether it's paint, whether it's making jewelry, whether it's serving others, whether it's being a lawyer, singing, whatever it is. So if you can just go within and just write about that which either brings you clarity or authenticity or helps you feel safe. Because basically what we're doing is we're just providing an environment for your inner artist to play. That's the objective. It's not some big, crazy, giant thing. This is very, very simple. So part of it can be that we're overthinking things, which happens a lot with tackling creativity, right? So just don't think about it. It's not that important. Just write, yeah? Clarity, authenticity, or safety, boundaries. Yeah? Everybody say yes?
Yes.
Good? Okay.
One guru hold up, please.
With?
Yeah, you like the glasses.
Okay.
Oh my God, 3 warriors in glasses.
Glass goblets full of wine. Very heady.
Sensuous smart.
Oh my God. That's what we were talking about yesterday. If you don't know how to say audience, I write, I meditate, I swear I do it every day.
What is it that makes you feel most yourself? Singing, cooking, playing the violin, going to the opera, designing clothing, anything. Going to temple, anything.
I fight with them.
It's okay.
Just write it. Yeah.
He can take it.
I don't know.
He can take it.
I don't know.
Just write anything. It's just a piece of paper and graph it.
She wrote down a whole bunch of things. Oh yeah.
I do every activity, just that makes me me. Oh my God, I'm your favorite person.
You're such a sham. Everybody becomes your favorite person in the next 2 minutes.
not
What
true.
about me?
You are such a jealous person. How could you do that?
Because she told me this some 2 days ago, and ever since she's gone over some.
You told me that I told you that.
Brother, man.
I didn't actually tell you that.
Do I deny a voice in my head? How do I deny a voice in my head?
I'm not going to get into this. That's my lies in my head.
So while the ladies are doing this, can I share with you?
Absolutely.
That's where it's
Ro, you're going to enjoy this, Ro. Ro, I'm telling you. So, Ro, listen to this.
we had this big mango tree outside. And if I was sitting on the opposite side of the mango tree, no one could see. And so that became my outfit. And as soon as I heard someone coming, I could say, hey, I'm over here. And then it was their signal to go somewhere else. So we
All in all, etc. Our own opinions gets to be exceptional.
Absolutely.
So all those things occur. Interesting. At this monastery, Ro, stop kissing her. Listen, stop kissing her. Yeah, maybe it would be nice.
It is.
Yeah, it is actually nice.
You can.
They said, let only 5 senses.
Yes.
So they have developed a chant, very ancient chant. There is a system to this chanting business, and I understand what the system is because I studied it in the text. Chanting is all about
My children are all grown up.
So this is open all your 5 senses. Keep your eyes open and you should meditate. Your ears open to hear, you should meditate. Your eyes open to whatever happening around you should meditate. You dare not be unbound by any of these 5 senses when you meditate. You gather the true essence. And I got exposed to it. That was phenomenal. So it's all about control. You've got to test this. Theory of abstinence. Why do you use abstain? You abstain because you have control. When you fast, you must water. Fast,
That's why when I met up, there was
whole heart.
okay,
I'm
was
control
you
of let me see how I. But when you're hungry, maybe you're really hungry, not that you're fasting. But when you're hungry, you're angry, that's not fasting. When you're hungry, you're peaceful, that is fasting. That is fasting. When you're hungry. So I
It's examples of abstinence, fasting, those things.
You abstain. It's a phenomenal eye-opener of sorts.
So what I'd like you to do now is, I'd like you to get in partners. Partners. So if you can find a partner, just go into partners. And if you need to, we can get 3. You can go into 3s. 3 for 3s actually is great. And what I'd like you to do is take some time and just share what you've written. Okay? Just share what you've written. Any questions on that? So whatever you've written, just go ahead and share it.
Tell each other.
Tell each other. Tell each other for now.
I realized when I moved off that legal thing that I said, that I'm a leader. When I become the leader, I move softly. The war will go on. By creating boundaries around myself, I'm trying to stop something which wants to find a way. But if I become the leader and let the leaders happen, as much as it might sound good philosophical, it's not as if somebody comes lately and I'll allow that to happen. But then, any of those incidents that happen essentially because of my own vulnerability. When I'm vulnerable, if I can't go ahead and steal food for 15 minutes. But if I'm strong, then I can actually walk through 15 minutes and see the
Okay, we're going to wrap it up now. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. Awesome.
You sing so well, you of course. People love
We're going to give you 1 more minute to wrap up.
She sings really well and she sings in a room. Then why not this room?
No, that's not the thing. I was just saying because this explained you so well. So I said I just wrote the things how you should see your boundaries, how you manage. So that is what I said.
Very good. So you can practice your boundaries and say,
We have to wind up in 5.
you're going to wind up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and awesome. Awesome. So now we'd like to see if there's anyone in the room who would like to share. Anyone like to share? Or tell what you were thinking. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Thank you.
One thing which gave me a lot of clarity as I wrote also, that the points for clarity and authenticity are the same. So sing, music, listening to music or singing, cooking, or helping someone.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I wrote for clarity and then for authenticity. I was thinking, what else do I write? Then I discovered it is the same.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Can you come up to the front because the cord's short?
Yeah.
Okay.
I too had written because I have my daily, earlier I used to be, when I was young I used to be on a regular exercise pattern. I always used to be a physical person who used to go out in the morning, my daily walks and all. But now I do more of yoga and walking. So that is one thing how I have a clarity about myself. Then the other part is reading books. I'm a very voracious reader. And third is if I really do not know what to do about like the emotional boundaries you said. So I just go into my room, bolt it, and I sing to myself. That was a saying. That another last but not the least, I even, I like connecting to people, relating to them. So I just call, I have lots of friends. So they're all in different categories, school friends, college friends, professional friends. So whomsoever is available, I just go out with them on a weekend or on, and I just have a total this thing. So that's how I just relate to it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who'd like to share?
Do you want me to?
Yes.
Keep playing it.
Because you're so beautiful.
Oh my
Come.
God.
I love this woman so much.
I know about it. Thank you so much for noticing it.
Oh, this is something we talked about yesterday. So we mentioned if I have a soul mother back home who, if I ever am complimented, she's taught me to say, if someone says, "Oh, you look so beautiful," I say, "Thank you for noticing."
What I say, if someone asks me, "How are you?" I say, "Oh, I'm beautiful." And one has to say, "Oh, yeah, you are." I say, "Thank you so much." Okay. That's my daily routine as well. I swim, I walk, I run, I do yoga, I meditate.
Everything?
Every day in a day, and that's my 3-hour workout. And I woke up at I wake every day at 5, and this is my routine. So I can't skip my routine because I woke up at City Fort, and everyone in City Fort, I'm so blessed that everyone know me there. And every people will be coming up. Okay, today you are doing yoga. What time you doing yoga? I want to join in with you. And I'm getting as a City Fort secretary also. Please start taking yoga classes and meditation classes over there. Though I don't look like a yoga person.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. If you have not seen Shilpa Shetty, then you can of course say me that.
But she's not only a yoga, she's even a nutrition person. She checks what she eats. Also, I don't know how many procedures she got done.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's something behind it.
And for nutrition, I'll ask my cook to do it. Thank you. Okay.
Yes. So that's why she said that.
I realized it after all those things. After swimming, when we were bathing and we were taking that time out, I realized I whistle. I used to do it when we were like 15 or 16. And being into Bania family, I've been always taught this way. Girls from good family don't whistle, so please don't do it.
Let's hear you whistle. Whistle, she's a whistle.
Oh.
I do entire song, so I even any song you can ask me and I can do it. While swimming, after swimming, I realized I have this thing. And I used to whistle for myself. I don't know, I was someone who would always smile to everyone. Okay, good morning, and yeah, hi, how are you? I never realized when I go for my shower, people do stand out just to listen to me. And to our caretaker, people come out to her and say, "Aap andar radio on kar rakha hai aapne?" And she said, "No, I don't have any radio over there. It's just a girl who is just singing and whistling for herself." And this was such a beautiful moment that has been created over there. I have a particular slot of time when I do this. And someone who has already taken bath and someone who's already set to go, they'll wait. Okay, she is inside, I want to wait outside because I want to listen to that. So, I don't know, that I was doing it for myself. Suddenly it became a healing thing for someone else. And could be I don't know what it could turn out to be. Just be yourself, just be you, and you can do wonders in your life.
That is the actual complete point. You have just wrapped up the seminar for us. So basically the point is that reaching into that authentic place, that really beautiful place that feels nurturing and sweet and kind to myself. We began talking about clarity and boundaries and that sort of thing because for me, what I needed to learn, and I learned it years ago, but I'm very strong with it, is that creativity within me, that is a battle cry, begins with a whisper, a tiny whistle that's coming through me, moving through me. And if I give the space for it to have sacredness and quietude and room, then that whistle becomes a song, or a painting in my case, or a project that travels around the world. And so I just want you all to find that safe space in your heart, whether it's with one person you can share, that creative infant, because if we share that tiny bit with someone safe, it allows to grow and grow and grow and can become a battle cry, can become a movement of good with your authentic gifts.
I want to make sure, because I just heard something when you were talking about safety. It sounds like you're talking about conferring, speaking with someone you know who loves you unconditionally and will help you nurture that creativity, that authenticity, that they will not try to squash it like so many people do, and that we take time to find that right person who wants only good for us. Am I hearing correctly?
Absolutely.
I want to make sure, because that's one of the most important things in life, is finding that person to do that with.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for bringing that up and bringing that into light. Appreciate that.
We need to put you in the
What I hear is connection, and come on, right? Thank you so much for sharing. She shared with me that the culture here in India is of a community living. And I shared with her, I'm from Hawaii, the island, so I too could have as many as 8 to 16 people in the house. And so how do we find that comfort zone where we don't have to say no to someone? Because out of respect, no, and the guilt that we might carry because we do live in a community living needs to be changed for us. So I wanted to let you know that I respect that. And I know for me, living with my grandma, my papa, my mom, my brothers and sisters, and they might have married and they had children. For me, it was not necessarily finding that no or finding that space, but actually finding that I could go back into myself and not feel guilty about it, be able to check out and not feel guilty about it, and be able to find a space that was totally mine. And sometimes that space is right here, because we don't have that opportunity to go somewhere else. And this is what I'd like to leave you with. When we get stuck, or we've got that confusion, when we have to feel guilty, when we need to find that peace and that grounding, I want you to remember this. I want you to pause. I want you to take a deep breath in. And then I want you to correct, and the correct could be step to the left or step to the right. And then just continue. Because sometimes it's that subtle shift in what we do that could make all the difference in the world for us. And when we live in a community that strives on community, there's so many other aspects that come in, and that complexity. Sometimes we do need to go right back into that place of solitude right here. So thank you for bringing that up.
Blessings, thank you.
Thank you for that lovely session, ladies. Why don't we all come here and get a group photograph clicked? Are you please?
आ रहे दिन your phone?
मेरा वहाँ से था, सामने से। दिन में बोल नहीं पाई थी। कैमरा ऑन हो रहा है कि नहीं? हो रहा है?
हाँ, yes.
Phone तो password तो नहीं है।
Yes, ma'am. Smile.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very
Oh, one more.
Yeah, take this also, please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Folks, we have one more.
सही लिया ना मेरे मुँह से? ठीक है। Oh, that's good. Then you can take it.
And pass it on.
Thank you.
क्या हुआ?
So please go and check it and grab some coffee.
There's some pictures of us.
Do you want me to arrange a program for you?
Yeah, we need it for our public session.
Oh, yeah?
And that's what we do. Oh, so you have to leave.
You can sit and you can open up the box.
अभी यार मुझे जल्दी करवाना है, उसमें ऑनलाइन ही डलवाने के लिए करवाना है, ऑनलाइन के लिए डलवाना है उसमें।
Thank you.
Ma'am, do you have my phone? On your bag? Okay.
Hello everyone. We are now ready for the next session. Devhuti. So let us start. So after this wonderful stone stirring session,
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Amy?
It's okay.
This is Meme's purse.
Ladies?
Oh, sorry.
So after the stone stirring session, my session is not that intense, but I think it's pretty relevant. Relevant in the age because half our life we are running a competition that's not really relevant to us. We're trying to copy each other. We're trying to outdo each other. We're not growing, in the sense that we should. Rather, we're trying to ape someone else. Okay, she's successful, I need to be successful, She has that car, I need to have that car. So, my point here today is that let's all grow, but at our own pace. Let's do our own thing. So, I was going for a job, and I saw this man who was like, some far away from me, and I was like, okay, it's pretty slow, I can catch up. So, I increased my pace. And then after some time, I did, pass him, and I was so happy, wow, I've done it. This poor guy doesn't even know that I'm competing with him. But I am happy that I've done it. And then I realized that I've missed my turn. I've left my block behind, and I've got to take a U-turn, go all back to my own place. So this is what happens when we are into an unhealthy competition. All our energies, we've got to be married. As soon as we're married, we've got to have kids. And then after our kids, there are many times of pressure on us. Some have the pressure that they've got to continue working. And the others have a pressure that, no, we're not going to work, that the lady's not going to work and she's going to rear up kids. To fit in, we try and change our goals and ambitions in life. We're not actually living a fulfilled life, and that is what later on leads to depression, leads to stress, and then we go into yoga, we go into meditation because that's what helps. But if you start, like we've discussed, eating right, so we've got to start living right. We've got to understand what we want and not what the society wants from us. So, I had my son pretty early in life. So, I was 24 or something. And now my friends were not even married then. They were all climbing the corporate ladder, and here I'm blessed with a son. So, I'm overwhelmed. Such a nice place to be, and I'm a new mom. I want to go back to work, and I want to stay back with my son. I'm in a dilemma now. What has to be done? So then I looked deeper. Now when I looked deeper, I understood that I wanted to go back to work because I did not want to be left behind in the competition. And I wanted to stay back. There was, of course, it was love, but also it was a society's pressure. Because if I would go to work, there are many in the society who are going to say, look at her. She's leaving the poor little child behind. Now, living in India, we all see coffee with Now, Myra Rajput raised an issue saying that we're not raising puppies, we are raising babies. So, there are so many point of views. So, I decided that I'll start, but I'll continue working. I'll do freelance, I'll do work from home. I'll look after the kid, and I'll keep working also. So that was what was right for me. And then after 2 years, when I realized that I can cope with it, so I went back to regular work. So that was my growth story. My friends had climbed the corporate ladder, but I had also lived 2 very fulfilling years of my life. So that is how it is. That is how the life has to be lived. You have to find out what's right for you and then live that life. Live your own life. Chart your own growth story and do not lose your plot in the competition, because competition is competition is competition. There's no end to it. It's a never-ending cycle. So that's what the whole presentation is all about. Catch your breath and take your time. Okay. So there's no end to it. A plant takes its time to grow. So do we. So it takes time, it takes years. There are no late boomers, You've heard of this shooter Nadi? I think everyone's know her. She started her shooting career at the age of 74, 75. So if she can, we can. Just wait for the right time. And yes, we're not supposed to compare ourselves with anyone. That's insulting ourselves. We are unique. I just said we're going to reflect on our own goal in life, not somebody else's. What to strategically chalk out our plan. And this is something that I wanted to talk about. I hope everyone knows about Ikigai. Ikigai. It is a Japanese term where you know how to know the real calling of your life. So there are 4 circles: that which you love to do, that what the world needs, that which you get paid for, and that which you are good at. So there are intersections there. So that which you love and that what the world needs is your mission in life. And that which you get paid for and that which the world needs is your vocation. That which you're good at and you get paid for is your profession. And that which you're good at and that which you love is your passion. Now, in the middle, that is your calling. So if you know what your calling is, your life is sorted. So this is what we have to find out. You cannot find it out, in a moment or something, but you've got to realize that over the period, you have to keep thinking about what my calling is, because until and unless you don't know your calling, you're going to keep switching from one job to another, from one business to another. Or you're not going to really enjoy things for a long time. So we need to really know what a calling is. And yes, we have to value what we are. Each one of us is special. So we should stop undervaluing what we are not. And I just missed. Correct. We should not undervalue what we are and overvalue what we are not. So live your life, risk it all, take some chances, take the fall, take your time, no need to hurry, have some fun and never worry. So the most important thing is that we've got to fit our work and business and a professional life. We've got to mix it together. People say work-life balance. I don't believe in work-life balance. There is no separation. Your work is your life and your life is your work. So your professional and personal goals, they go side by side. They go together. They don't go side by side. So you've got to do something that you enjoy and not just keep doing things, for the sake of it. You've got to make things happen, prioritize our work, ask for help, build the support system, just as the sisters briefly said before. Be determined, advocate for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. Think bold, be optimistic and confident, and celebrate your success. And because the time is running short, so let's wrap it up here. And it was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Devhuti. This was very interesting. Let's all come and get picture together.
Thank you.
There's going to be another session over here? No? Then we can sit.
Oh.